Greetings from a very hot Cambodia. It's mid-May 2023, very hot day. Not bad here at Prek Tabai. This is our new learning centre. We're surrounded by rainforest here, which keeps the place pretty cool, and there's some nice breezes. But up in the big village of Smak Dang, where our main centre is, it's close to 40 degrees and very high humidity. So Prek Tabai is in the southeast corner of the Ream commune. This is about 25 kilometres away from our main headquarters up in Smak Dang. We've been asked to come down here for years by the parents and the community, and finally we decided that these children needed access to education. It's not practical to send these primary school kids that sort of distance every day, so most of them had not received any formal education. We built this centre commencing June 2022, and we had the grand opening on the 6th of January this year, 23. And we started with about 70 primary school kids. Slowly the numbers are building, and we're not far away from 100 children now. As the surrounding communities learn about the All Kids Learning Centre here, more and more of them are coming. We've got kids who come by fishing boat early in the morning from adjacent islands, and other little tiny isolated communities in the rainforest. The kids are finding their way to us each morning. There are a lot of secondary school kids in the area. Most of them pull on their motorbikes, 2 or 3, even 4 kids per motorbike, and they go up to the high school for the day. But these little guys, this is it for them. This is their school. So we run our normal programs, like in all of the centres, IT and English, but we've also introduced the mainstream curriculums of Khmer literacy and mathematics, junior mathematics, primary school mathematics, and they do all the other fun things like sport and art and performance. This is All Kids Smak Dang Learning Centre. This building also houses All Kids Administrations. It's quite a big centre. This is the third of 5-year leases that we've had on this property. This is a very, very busy place. At the moment there's about 150 students here. You'll notice all the motorcycles around me. These are secondary high school kids that have come down from the high school during their lunch break to study computer and English. A lot of them are working on our Future School program, which is an international mathematics and English curriculum that takes them from grade 1 to year 12. But there's also a lot of young kids here doing entry-level English and Khmer literacy, basic Khmer literacy and basic mathematics. I'm standing in the village of Koh Bu Hong, probably the poorest of all of the villages in which All Kids works. Lots of very, very vulnerable families. Back in 2017, we were caring for this community and we identified a lot of very, very vulnerable children. We had a lot of health issues, and we had several kids who were in and out of hospital with pneumonia and all sorts of life-threatening illnesses. Their families really weren't able to look after them. So we opened up the Koh Bu Hong daycare house, which now has 70 kids attending every day. The children arrive at 7 o'clock in the morning and they're given breakfast, they're given lunch, they're given food before they go home to their parents at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They're given health care, nutrition and lots of educational programs. So basically All Kids provides everything that these kids need to thrive and have a good education. Interestingly, we've noticed that the parents whose children are attending the daycare centre here, without the pressures of having to care for their children in the day, they're able to go and get work, and they often get their lives back on track. So the whole process has proved very successful. In 2022, when COVID appeared on the scene, we were told that we had to close all of our centres. In particular, the government really concerned if we were transporting kids from one area to another. Within 4 or 5 months though, the government laxed the rules a little bit, and we decided, rather than transporting all of these children to our big learning centre up in Smackdang, about 20 kilometres away, we would open up a learning centre here in Kobil Hong so the children could come and study in the relative safety of their own community. Now the system worked really well and the numbers of children attending our learning programs here continues to increase. There's now 240 kids coming to this centre every week. Just recently, in the small building over here, we commenced a junior IT program. These kids have never had the opportunity to play on a computer before, so the little kids, 6 to 10, maybe up to 12 years old, come and do games. They learn a bit about computer hardware, and basically over 6 months we prepare them to then progress onto subjects like Word and Excel. And that program's been really well accepted, and we've got increasing numbers of children turning up every Saturday morning to learn how to use computers. This is the All Kids Smackdang Daycare House, the larger of our two daycare centres. We opened this centre in 2014 when the Sihanoukville Provincial Government asked us to care for a group of 47 kids living on the local dump in terrible conditions. We still have a lot of those kids here, but a lot of them have also graduated from high school now and have got sustainable employment. Currently there's 120 kids, still 60 of those children from the local dump site. Again, we found that looking after the young children from particularly vulnerable families gives the parents the opportunity to go out and work and get their lives on track. It's been a really successful project. It's really heartening to see the increasing number of children attending All Kids centres and taking the opportunity to receive education. We now have just over 1,300 individual child beneficiaries attending our programs. Recently we did a study to look at where last year's graduates were, that's 2022, and I was really pleased to see that the vast majority of those kids are in sustainable employment. All Kids rely entirely on the generosity of our donors and sponsors to be able to deliver all of these services to these children. With the increasing number of children, we're obviously facing real challenges to maintain the level of support. More kids means more classrooms, more resources, more teachers, more outreach staff. So All Kids costs continue to rise.